go there. Yesterday we covered the different types of tables. This is very important, and I already shared the list of, all possible interview questions with answers on this particular topic, like the table types. Hope like everyone got chance to go through that. That would be more than enough for you to understand different things with. What kind of questions you might get on this particular table type. And also yesterday we covered even the Snowflake edition comparison, right? That is, we have standard edition, enterprise edition, business critical, and virtual private Snowflake. Okay, virtual private Snowflake. So how each edition, right, uh, is different from each other based on the futures. Okay, that is, if you take, so in standard edition, time travel is only 1 day, whereas enterprise and above it is 90 days. Multi-cluster warehouses you can't create in standard. You can create from enterprise onwards. So what kind of questions they'll ask you is, as I said, what is the minimum edition that will support multi-cluster warehouse, virtual warehouse? So you can say enterprise. Okay, in standard it is not supported. And materialized views, what is the minimum edition that we that which will support materialized views? Something of that sort they will ask in certification and interview questions. Okay, so you have to say enterprise edition that way. Column level security, yeah, one second. So if you take that, hmm, a second. This way, you'll have questions around the Snowflake editions, and after that, we have seen the types of tables, right? What are the different types of tables? We have mainly permanent, transient, temporary, and even we have external tables. Okay, external tables is another tables. Table type. We'll be covering that in our upcoming sessions. Okay, but mainly external table, the behavior itself is bit different in the sense that is used to directly read data that is there in cloud, say AWS, S3, Azure Blob, that way. Okay, so that's why, since now if you take, we didn't even cover, the AWS, that is cloud things, right? See, even in cloud, you won't require all the services. Whatever is required, will be covering that part. So um, then we, discuss this AWS S3, how will establish connection between Snowflake to AWS. Then we'll discuss about external tables. Okay. Here, yesterday, what we discussed is mainly on this the differences between these three types of tables. That is permanent table, transient table, temporary table. Permanent will have 90 days of retention period, and it will have fail safe. Okay, what is fail safe is, we'll see now itself. Then we'll understand what it is. Let me, yeah, let me come here. So you're able to see my screen clearly, is it? If you have any issue, if it is blur or something, let me know. I'll try to switch my network. Is it clear?
Yeah, it's clear.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Now let's table types. Okay, I want to discuss the fail safe and time travel, right, in detail. Then we'll come back to here, and you'll understand what it is. So today we'll get started with time travel. Let me come here. Here it is. So what is time travel is, you can query or restore data from past without any backup. When we see example, you will understand. That is, say, as I said yesterday, suppose up to 90 days we can set retention period, right? Based on that, you will be able to access data, that is query data from time travel for the last 90 days. That is, say now, I mean, daily we'll keep updating the data, right? So whatever data was there at that specific point of time, say last week or last month end, what data was there at 9 a.m. In that table, you'll be able to see exactly what data was there that time. You would have made a lot of inserts, updates, deletes after that, right? So, I mean, you will be able to access current data from your table. Okay, let me show this. See, current data, you'll be able to query it or get it from your table. Okay, the historical data, that is what data was there at that point of time. Take it as snapshot. Okay, what data was there at say 9 a.m. 1 month back, at specific day. You'll be able to get it with time from time travel. Okay, here Snowflake offers continuous data protection life cycle. One is you'll have current data in your table. Okay, you will have current data in your table, and historical data up to 90 days we can maintain in time travel. Okay, based on the edition that you are choosing and table type. If it is permanent table, up to 90 days. If you are using enterprise edition and above. Okay, and then after time travel there is fail safe, another feature called fail safe. Fail safe, what is fail safe is, fail safe is data recovery service and intended only for use when all recovery options have been attempted, and in which scenario failsafe will help is in case of disaster. Okay, in case of disaster or with some hardware failures, something has lost. Okay, in that case, in order to provide protection for your historical data, like fail-safe is another feature Snowflake is offering. Okay, that is how it will work is, so you will have current data in your table and historical data up to 90 days. That is based on retention period that you set in on your table, right? You will have this time travel. So after this time travel, immediately after time travel, last another 7 days of data. Another 7 days of data will be stored in fail-safe. These particular features are important. For sure, you will get. I mean, you are going to get questions on this time travel and fail safe. Each and every interviewer, right, in order to check your knowledge of Snowflake, they'll ask about fail safe, time travel. Okay, these are very important, and how this particular concept works. Okay, how it works is, let me explain. No, where it is. A second. So I have a couple of scenarios. Let me open this particular thing. In which case, what are the use cases of this time travel are, like, you can restore data that you have accidentally deleted, or I mean by mistake you have deleted some data from a table, or else you have dropped a table. Even we can undrop the table using time travel. Okay, that is something unique that we can do with this particular Snowflake with time travel. Okay, that is, even if you have dropped a table by mistake, you can undrop it if it is within that retention period. Say you have set retention period for a table as 1 day. Okay, and by mistake you have dropped that table, you can undrop that table as well. Okay, with this time travel, if it is within that retention period. We'll be seeing all those scenarios now. So that is one use case, that is restore data related objects that might have accidentally deleted or dropped. Okay, and then you can duplicate and take backup of data at key points of time in past. Say last month on 31st at specific time, at say 12 p.m. You wanted to see what data was there and take backup. So you can do that. That can be done in combination with cloning. Okay, when we discuss cloning, some more use cases I'll try to highlight with respect to time travel. Okay, this is one use case, and the other one is you can query data in past that has been updated or deleted. Okay, we will be seeing these examples. Let's see some examples around time travel, then you will understand how it works. Okay, let's come here. Give me a second. So yesterday we have seen some use cases. I mean, how you can create different types of tables: permanent table, temporary table, transient table. What are the differences? Those things, right? few things are left over there. Let's complete them. Then we'll move to examples for time travel. Let's complete this things. People will join. So now, yesterday we have seen how you can create a transient table, temporary table, and then this particular thing, right? Permanent table. Okay, and we have seen the differences. That is the scope of temporary, permanent and transient tables are until you drop them, they'll be available. Okay, whereas this temporary table, it is only for that session. And the main difference is with respect to fail safe. For permanent table, we'll have fail safe. Okay. Those things are listed even this interview preparation kit, like which is shared with you. That is, these are the, if you understand this particular diagram and this table, right, that is more than enough for you with respect to differences between different types of tables. Permanent table will have fail safe and time travel up to 90 days. Transient, it is only 1 day of time travel. There is zero between, it can be between either 0 or 1 day, and no fail safe. Temporary table also same. What is the major difference between permanent and transient is with respect to fail safe and time travel. Only 1 day time travel and fail safe. Here between transient and temporary, until you drop this transient table explicitly, it will be there. Okay, whereas this temporary table, it is only for that particular session, only that session. Okay, that's what is highlighted here. You can't. It is just for temporary usage. If you try to access this temporary table in a different worksheet, you will not be able to see that, right? That's how this particular temporary table works. Okay, we have seen some examples around that. And another important thing is you can set retention period at database level, schema level, and table level also. Okay, which one will take priority? Yesterday we have seen some examples. Say we have set retention period at database level as 15 days, and we tried altering. For a table, if you don't specify any retention period, it will take the retention period that you have defined at database level. Okay, and if you try to change it at table level to 90 days, it will, which one will give priority is table level. Okay, that is, if you have set retention period as 90 days at table level, it will take 90 days as a retention period for that particular table. Okay, if you're not specifying it, it will take database level. The high priority wise, which will take priority is table level. Okay, and even you can if you have specified 15 days retention period at database level, while creating table, you can specify it as 5 days also. So for that particular table, it will take retention period as 5 days. What is retention period is based on this retention period, you will have those many days of time travel. That is, you will be able to access historical data for those many days. That is, if you have specified it as 5 days, you will be able to access historical data for this table for 5 days. Okay, that is, current data will be there. Historical data, that is, as I said, you wanted to see 5 days back at 9 a.m. what was the data. You will be able to see it with from time travel. When you see examples for time travel, you will understand that. We'll see that now, like within 5-10 minutes. I wanted to cover some more things on this tables and databases. While creating a database, right, you can specify even the database as transient. Okay, let me show that. Where is that? Yeah. So here I'm trying to create a database, and I'm defining the database itself as transient database. Okay, transient database. I have specified this keyword. You can give some other name as well. Trans database. Okay, and then I have set the data retention time in days as 0 days. 0 days. It for transient database, the retention period, that is time travel, is max 1 day. Zero, either it is 0 or 1 day. Okay. One has any doubts?
Hi, Hitesh. This is Anil. Few people are facing the screen is getting blurred and audio is breaking.
Okay. Cool. Let me switch my network. That's why I was trying to check. Let me switch my network. Sorry. Actually, I'm in my native Is it better now? Like, let me share my screen. Is it better now?
Yes, it is.
Hello.
Yes, it is.
Yes, yes.
Okay. Okay. No, you can let me know if you still face issue. That shouldn't be an issue. I mean, if I go in my flow, I'll not be aware whether it is clear or not. That's why initially itself I asked. I know there will be some bandwidth issue. Okay. So while creating data transient data, I mean a database itself, we can specify it as transient. Okay, that is another option. So when you will create transient databases, suppose while data loading, you wanted to create staging sort of layer. Okay, you know right what is staging layer in when you are loading data into say Snowflake, right? If you want to temporarily store some data before loading it into actual tables. So the temporary storage, we call it staging, right? So in order to create staging database, we can specify that staging database as transient. What advantage you get with transient databases? It will not have, that is whatever tables that you create under this transient database, they will not have fail-safe. You know, right? What is the major difference between transient and permanent? Fail-safe will not be there for transient. Okay, even for fail safe there will be storage cost. Okay, storage cost, that is fail safe is 7 days of fail safe and it is non configurable. So it will maintain snapshots of data for 7 days in fail safe. So if you create transient database, you will save some storage costs, but it is minimal. But still, I mean, a few clients will create staging databases as transient. Okay. Guys, is it clear or you're facing issue? Hello?
Yeah, it's clear now.
Okay. Cool. So let me create this database. I'll show some more things here with respect to transient database. Now we created transient database. The context is transient for this worksheet. Now I'm trying to create another table. Okay, test TBL, a table with data retention period as 30 days. We'll see what will happen. Transient table I mean, if you are creating any table under this under this transient database, how it will behave, we'll try to see that. Okay, let me create this. Now if you see run the show tables, see, for this table we didn't specify any keyword like transient or something. So if you're not specifying, that means it will be permanent table, right? But since you are creating this table under transient database, you can see by default that the kind, that is table type, it took it as transient. Okay, and we have set the retention period as 30 days. Let me see what retention period it took. It will take maximum 1 day of retention period. Okay, because we have created the database itself as transient, and even for this table there will be no fail safe. Okay, because it is transient, right? The table type is transient. Kind is transient, that's why. Okay, this is one major thing that you will have to think of while creating transient database. Even if you are not specifying the table type as transient, it will take it as transient. Okay, let me create temporary table and see how it behaves. I'm creating a table and specifying this keyword temporary. So this is temp table, right? So even for that, I'm setting the retention period as 30 days. Let me show that, create that. Okay. Now, if you see this particular table, this is the one that we created, right? If you see kind as temporary, okay, that is in a transient database, you can create either, I mean, if you're not specifying anything, it will take it as transient, or you can create temporary, but you can't create permanent tables under this transient database. Okay. If you have specified a database as transient, you can't create any permanent tables under that. And even if you specify more retention period for the tables under this transient database, it will take maximum 1 day. Okay. If you're not specifying anything, since we have set a database level as 0, it will assign retention period as 0 days. Let me create one more table without any retention period and show you how it behaves. Test TBL2. Okay, I'm creating this without any retention period. since we have set retention period as 0 days at database level, we'll see how it will how it will behave. So now this is the table test TBL2. Okay. Now if you see retention period, it took it as 0 days because we didn't specify any retention period at table level. Okay. So it'll if you're not specifying anything, it will take the database level retention period that we have set. Okay. This is one more scenario, and let's see. After creating a database, also you can alter the retention period anytime. Alter database name, and then set this retention period to whichever number you want. Earlier we have set it as 0 days, right? While creating this transient database, retention period as 0. Let me change it to 1 day now. I can do that. Okay. Now I have done, like if you have to see the databases, you can run the show databases like, and this is the my database name, right? You can see transient and then retention period. Now earlier it was 0 days. Now we have we altered it and set it to 1 day, right? It is showing it as 1 day. Okay. So let's so you can create even schema. Okay, schema under this different schema also you can create it as transient schema. Okay, let me show that. Create one transient schema under this database. So I'll switch to production database and create transient schema. Okay, use database. Let me go to the top and pick this database name. Yeah, production database. Okay, now under production database, I'm going to create a transient schema. I'm creating my own custom schema and I'm defining it as transient. Okay, let me create this. So now under this schema also you can create objects, that is tables. Okay, now which will take priority. Say at database level, I have set the retention period as 15 days and schema level I have set it as 7 days. Okay, now suppose you create any table under this schema, okay, without specifying retention period, then it will take 7 days. Okay, if you specify retention period as say 3 days while creating a table under this schema, so what will be the retention period for this particular table? It will be 3 days. Okay, that is highest priority is for table level. Next it will be schema. Next it will be database. Okay, this way it will go, hierarchy of the retention period, how it works. If you are not specifying anything at table level, if you have defined some default retention period at schema, it will take schema level retention period. Even if you say you have not specified at schema level, it will go to database and it will take that retention period. And say one case, you are not specifying any retention period at any level, say a database, schema or table level, it will give the default retention as 1 day. Okay, 1 day. Default retention period will be 1 day. So there will be multiple questions around this. That's why we are trying to stress these things. Okay, default retention period will be 1 day if you're not specifying any at any level, database, schema, table. Okay, will be 1 day. So guys, are you facing any issue as such? Let me know. I'm not sure if it is still blurred or something. Is it clear?
Yes, there's some blur is there still.
Yeah, sometimes the voice also gets stuck.
Yeah.
Give me a second. Sorry for this.
Yeah.
Not sure. Give me a second. I'll switch my network. There is some issue.
For me, actually, it is fine. I don't see anything.
Yeah, I hope like now it will be clear. I switched my network.
Yeah, Hitesh.
Now, hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, it's good to go. Yes.
Okay. Is it clear now? Like you can see my screen clearly?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Sorry for the inconvenience, guys. Like tomorrow we won't face this issue. Today I'm in my native. There is some network issue. Okay.
That's fine.
Not bad. So now you are clear on this front, right? How it takes priority and you can define retention period at different levels: table level, schema level, database level, and even account level also. I'll show that as well. Let's come here. Now we'll try to create a new database for time travel practice and show how time travel works in Snowflake, okay, and how we can access data from time travel. Then you'll get a clear picture of how it is, okay. Let's do that. Let me create this a new database, time travel practice, and I'm setting data retention period as 30 days, okay. Create this. And after creating anytime, as I said, you can increase the or decrease the retention period. Say I'm trying to alter that database and then change set the retention period as 90 days. Okay, it has worked. So now if you see this particular database, the retention period would be 90 days, retention time 90 days. Okay. Now I'm trying to alter this database and set retention period as 120 days. Okay, let's see what will happen. Exceeds maximum allowable retention time. I told you, right? Maximum retention period, that is time travel, that you can set as 90 days. Okay. Beyond that, if you try to give, like, it will throw this error. Okay. Maximum that we can give, maximum time travel for a database or table, a schema that you can set is 90 days. If it is enterprise edition. Okay. That too, for this, you should be using enterprise edition. Standard edition, it supports only 1 day. But as I said, no one will be using standard edition. I mean, in real time, at least they will go with enterprise edition. Okay. This is one thing. Now let's try to create a table. Okay. A table in this particular database. Okay. I'm not specifying any retention period, but since I have specified 90 days at database level, it will take that retention period. Let me create this table. Okay. Now I have created this city table. It has got a few columns like city ID, name, zip code, state code, all these details. Now let's see what is the retention period that it is tables. So this is the table that we created now. If you see retention period, it took as 90 days because at database level, we have set it as 90 days and we didn't specify anything at table level. That's why it took the default retention period of database. Okay. And we have created this particular table under default schema, public. Okay. We didn't create any custom schema as such. So schema is for logically grouping the tables. I told you, right? Suppose if you wanted to avoid, that is restrict access to a set of tables under this database. So you will create a separate schema for that and then grant access only to the objects under that schema. That way it will help you to segregate tables, group the tables. Okay. Now let's take current timestamp. That is, right? Current timestamp is a function that system defined function. Okay. So functions, how will access is with select statement, select current timestamp. If you run this command, it will give the current timestamp. Okay. This is the timestamp. Okay. This is an UTC time zone. We can change this time zone as well. I'll show that probably in next sessions. First, focus on the functionality of time travel, how it works. So I took this current timestamp. Okay. And now I'm trying to insert data into this table. I just created this table and I'm trying to insert data into this table. Let me insert this. Okay, I'm trying to insert 4 records into the city table. Okay, let's insert this. Now if you try to query this table directly, select star from table name, you are able to see these 4 records. Okay, now say what I will do is I will try to see, now I inserted these records, right? I wanted to see what was the data 1 minute back, or say at this specific timestamp. Okay, that is, we took this current timestamp before inserting the data, right? That time the table was empty. Okay, I wanted to see the state of table at this timestamp. I mean, at this specific point of time. You can do that with time travel. Let me show that. What's this? Let me copy this and put it here. So now I wanted to see what was the state of, I mean, what data was there in this city table at this point of time. That's why I took this current timestamp that time. Okay, let me copy this and put it here. Now, if you try to see this data in this table, see, that time it was empty. I mean, we just created the table and took this current timestamp. But if you see the actual table, it has got 4 records. It has got 4 records, right? But when you try to access data from time travel using this timestamp, that is at this specific point of time. Okay, at this specific point of time, what was the data in this table? It was empty. Say we'll try to go back some more time. Okay, that is, say it is at 8:06, right? I'll make it as like, say 7, that is 7 p.m. 7:06. Okay, instead of 20. Okay, 19. Okay, I'll make it as, that is, before we created the table. What was the data? The table itself was not there, right? It will throw that error. Okay, this way you can go back to 90 days. That's what I am trying to say. Okay, that is, we just created this table. After creating table, you can check the data in that table at any specific point of time within that 90 days. So whatever data was there at that point of time, you will be able to see that. Now what I will do is, I wanted to, using time travel, there are different options that you can access data from time travel. One is timestamp. Other one is offset. Offset is nothing but, say you wanted to see what data was there in this particular table 2 minutes back. Okay, 2 minutes back, or 1 minute back, 10 minutes back, half an hour back, 1 day back. That way, that day you'll be able to see the data using offset. This is, you'll have to pass input parameters for this offset in seconds. Okay, 60 seconds into 2 means 2 minutes, right? So I wanted to see what data was there in this table 2 minutes back. So I can run this command. At that time, 2 minutes back, it is having 4 records. Say I would say I wanted to check 3 minutes back. What was the data? Okay. I think we created this table sometime, some 4-5 minutes back. I'll give 5 minutes. See, 5 minutes back, the table was created, but it was empty. I'll give 6 minutes or 7 minutes. That time table itself was not there. So table itself, time travel data is not available for city. The requested time is either beyond the allowed time travel period or before the object creation time. That is, this is the case here, because the table itself we created 7 minutes back. Okay, that is, you will be able to see what data is there in this table at specific point of time. Okay, using this time travel, you can go back in time and see the data what was there at that specific point of time. Now I'll try to insert one more record. Okay, now we inserted one record. Now if you query the table directly without any time travel, select star from table, you can see what data it has. It will have 5 records. 5 records. Now I wanted to see my data 2 minutes back. What was there in this table? Okay. Now if you go and see it lists only 4 records, because 2 minutes back in this table it is having only 4 records. I hope like you got it got to know what will be able to achieve with time travel, right? How it works. So now actually this table has got 5 records now. Okay, 5 records. But 2 minutes back, we just inserted one record like 1 or 2 minutes back, right? So before 2 minutes, if you want to see data, what was there, right? You can see at that exactly 2 minutes back what was the data. If you want to see, you can give at. If you want to see data what was there before 2 minutes back, you can give this way. Let me show at and before. Okay, now if you try to execute this, it will show what data was there 2 minutes back, before 2 minutes. At exactly at second minute, what was the data? If you want to see, you can use at. Before that, if you want to see, you can use before. Okay, this is even you can use before for timestamp also. Before this timestamp, whatever data was there, you can give before exactly at this point of time. If you need, like, you can use at. Okay, these are 2 ways. Now there is one more option. So is it clear, like how? I hope like you got to know. At least how this time travel is working. Now, if you try to update a table, okay, I'll do one thing. I'll delete this table. Okay, now that is, I'll delete data from this table. Delete from city. Okay. So now, without any filter condition, I deleted data. Now it will be empty. The table will be empty, right? Select star from city. Okay. Actual table is empty. Okay, the current state is empty. If you wanted to recover this data, by mistake someone deleted data from this table, you wanted to recover that data, you can get it from time travel since it is enabled. Okay, let me show. Say I wanted to see data 2 minutes back. See, it has got 5 records. Okay, that is, now actually we deleted data from this table, but since we have this time travel enabled, right, enabled on this table, you can go back and in time and see what the data at any specific point of time, 2 minutes back, 3 minutes back, 5 minutes back, this way. So let me see 5 minutes back, what was the data? It is 4 records, because this insert, one record we inserted after some time, right? That's why. Okay, 5 minutes back, it was at that point of time, it was having only 4 records. Say I'll give 10 minutes. 10 minutes back, the table itself was not there. Okay, I'll give it as 8 minutes. So 8 minutes back, the table got created, but it is empty, it is null. It is not having any data. Okay, this way, say 5 minutes back. 5 minutes back, it has 4 records. And now, say 2 minutes back. 2 minutes back, it has 5 records. So this way, you can go back and in time and see what data was there at that specific point of time. Okay. Now we deleted data. Actually, in this table, there is no data now. You can recover it from time travel. Okay. This is how, like, it will help us to recover data from time travel. Let me recover this data. Okay. You can use insert into this table from this particular insert into city.
Does it work same way if we drop the table?
Yeah. Let me drop it. Yeah,
Okay.
that also I'll drop it. You can drop the table and undrop it anytime. Drop table city. Okay. Now we deleted data. So you know, right, what is difference between who are from non-SQL background? Delete will erase all the data from that particular table. Drop, even it will remove the structure itself. The table itself will not be there if you drop the table. Let me drop it. Okay, I dropped this table. Now if you do select star from city, city object is not there. Okay, now you can undrop this table. Undrop table.
No, we see select time travel, and then we.
Yeah. I'll explain that. Let me show that. If you drop the table, right, even this time travel won't work. You have to undrop the table first, then only it will work.
Okay.
But
Okay. Oh,
if you have this time travel enabled, you can undrop the table. Okay. After
Okay.
that, you can recover data from time travel. Let me undrop this first.
Okay.
I have reached. What did it say? I mean, I have used undrop table name. If you see, what it has done is it has restored the table city. Now, if you go and see data, right? It has only structure. So that delete. I mean, we deleted data from this table, right? That didn't came back. What was the state previously? It went to that state. Now you wanted to recover even the data. Okay, even the data. Now what you can do is you can get it from time travel. Now if you try to query data from time travel, you can see the data. Let me show that. 5 minutes back.
It is one question here.
See here. Now 5 minutes back we are having records, so we are able to see the data. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fine.
So yeah. So generally in SQL, if you delete any table, if any referential integrity is there, it will ask. No, it will say like you have referential integrity, so we cannot.
There is one more thing here. Here in Snowflake is meant for OLAP, that is data warehousing. It is not meant for OLTP workloads. Okay.
Okay.
This is mainly for data analytics.
So there will
here,
not be any.
yeah, here you can create primary and foreign key references, but they won't be enforced. Okay, that is another main thing. I'll explain you the reason also. Maybe I mean when we are discussing about data storage, right? How it is storing the data. That time I'll explain you the reason why it is not enforcing primary and foreign key constraints. So if it is trying to enforce it, we can't handle huge volumes of data. That is big data. Can't be.
Understood.
I mean, while loading and all, it will take time. That's why they have not enforced that primary and foreign key references. Okay. I'll explain that in detail. Even there will be questions on that front also. So they will try to check your understanding.
And also only if we specify time travel, then only we can undrop the table.
Correct. If it is retention, see how this time travel is set based on retention period. Retention period in days, right? So now we have set it as 90 days. So up to 90 days, we just created the table. But say after some period, say 2 months, you wanted to see data what was there now at say today, that is April 7th, at say 8:30 a.m. You wanted to see the data. You can come back to that state and check data what was there at that point of time with time travel. Okay.
Thank you.
See, usually in real time, they will, for critical tables, right? For key tables, they will set retention period maximum as 15 days or 30 days. They won't go to 90 days because another cache here is maybe if it is very critical, they wanted to maintain history for 90 days, they can do that. That option is there, but usually they'll make it as 15 days or 30 days maximum. Okay. The reason is it will incur additional storage cost, but it will be storage costs are very minimal in Snowflake. Okay. That is also there. See how it is implementing time travel also. When you understand the data storage in the backend, right, you will get a full clarity how it is implementing this time travel. Okay. That time I'll try to. You will get to know about the internals also, how it is maintaining time travel. So all these things. Now, if you wanted to recover data, right, you can generate it this way. Let me.
Hitesh, I have one question, Hitesh. Here.
Yeah.
Hitesh, if I set the retention period for 30 days, so for the permanent table,
Okay.
I cannot go back and use the timestamp, which if I want to get it for 29th day data or something, right?
Okay, I couldn't get, like, if you have set retention period as 30 days. Okay.
30 days, yeah, for the permanent table, but you can use the timestamp for 90 days, right?
No, 30 days only. Yeah, it won't get the data for 90 days. It will get only data for 30 days. Yeah.
30 days only, right? You cannot.
No, even if you specify, it will say the same error. Now I have shown you, right? Say I created table just now. I changed the timestamp to 1 hour back. I mean, even that time we didn't start this session itself. We didn't create this database and table only. So what it will throw, what it will say, you have seen the error, what it has shown, right? It will say time travel data is not available for this table city. The requested time is either beyond the allowed time travel period or object itself was not created. So it will throw this error. That is, requested time is beyond your time travel period, allowed time travel period.
This is fine, but where in real-time projects, you will be maintaining the historical data, right? So like you will be transactional data, it will be keep on flowing to your warehouse.
See that. I got it, Anil. What your
Yeah.
question is? That maintaining that historical data is different. This is different.
Okay,
This is
okay.
snapshot sort of. Okay, that is within a table you will maintain a start date, end date, and based on that, like you will store the data. SCD type 2, right? You're
Yeah,
saying about
correct.
that is different scenario. This is different.
Okay, got it. Yeah.
Hmm. I'll explain. We'll be covering even the SCD scenarios as well after data loading. Like we'll be covering SCD type 1, type 2. How we can implement SCD type 2 in a much simpler way in Snowflake with streams. We have stream functionality, right? In this feature in Snowflake. So using streams, you can easily implement SCD type 2 very easily within. I mean, no need to struggle like other relational database, Oracle, SQL Server, that way. Okay.
Okay.
Probably it's just 7 minutes left. We can take questions itself. We'll go to the other things. I thought of discussing even the other advanced scenarios. That is how you can recover data. That is what are the exact real use cases of your time travel. Say you wanted to recover data. Say whatever data that got deleted by mistake, right? How you can recover that data? Okay, that can be done. That is, you'll be able to identify which particular query ID or statement has deleted this data. Let me explain one more thing here. So each and every query that you execute in Snowflake, right? It will generate one unique ID, query ID. Okay, see here, this is the query ID for this table. If you try to even run show tables, it will generate one query ID. Each and every query that you execute in Snowflake, it will generate a query ID. Where you can see this query ID is, you can go to history here in history tab. Like it will, if you go to auto refresh, if you enable this auto refresh and click on this, it will show the query ID. Okay, that is so far, like whatever queries you have executed, right? All that query history will be there here. Okay, so how many days of history will be there in this history tab is 14 days. Okay, this also they'll ask in interview. How many days of history will be available in history tab of your Snowflake account? It will be there for 14 days. So here you have multiple options. You can select user wise, warehouse wise, and SQL text also you can filter. So this is the user. Skill scaler is my user, right? And these are the queries that I executed. Okay. So now if you see for each and everything. So now today we have executed multiple statements. You can see the start time, end time also. This when we started our session, right, at 8 a.m. you can see the list of queries that we executed after that continuously. So from 8:22 onwards, we started executing our queries. This is the first query that we executed. Create table, transient database, create database, transient database, and then this is the query. You are able to see the query also. And what is the query ID? Okay, this is the query ID that got generated while executing this particular SQL text. Okay, based on this query ID also, you can access data from time travel. There are 3 ways. One is offset, the other one is timestamp, the third one is this query ID. Okay, let me show you that. Now so let me go to the history. Now we undrop the table, right? We dropped the table. Before that, you wanted to see what data was there at that specific point of time. Say what I'll do is I'll pick the delete statement. We deleted data from this table, right? Let me come here. If you want to see the delete statement, where's this? Show tables. I think I have gone. Let me go to the top. Okay, undrop table, select drop city table. Okay, all these queries are there. See, this is the delete statement. Delete statement which deleted data from my city table. So based on this query ID, that is before this particular statement got executed, I wanted to see data, what was there before this statement got executed. So you can copy this query ID and like see what data was there in this table before that query got executed. Let me come here. That's this. It's not here. Okay. Statement. Select star from city and before because before the delete statement, right? I'll have to give this query ID or statement ID. Okay. Paste it here. Now, if I execute this, it will list what data was there before the delete statement got executed. So actually, this table is not having any data now. We didn't recover it. So you can insert the data back from this time travel into this city table. Okay. I'll show that tomorrow. Now, if you see, what are the different ways that we can access data from time travel? You got to know, right? Let me select. So we have listed those things in detail in this document. Okay. Let me come here. What are the different ways of accessing data from time travel? Querying or historical data from time travel. Okay. That is, one is with by timestamp. Okay. You can specify the timestamp and at and before. The both options you can give. At and before, that is at if you give at the specific point of time. Before if you give before the timestamp. Okay. This is timestamp is one option of accessing the data from time travel. The second option is this offset. Okay. Offset in the sense, say 15 minutes back. That is minus 60 into 15. 60 seconds into 15. Right? It will go back and show you the data what was there 15 minutes back. Half an hour back, 30 into 30 you have to give. So that way, using offset, you can go back in time. Usually it is we'll have to pass the parameters in 60. I mean in seconds. Okay, 60 into 15 minutes, it is 15 minutes. Say you wanted to say 24 hours you wanted to go back. 60 into 60 means 1 hour. So into 24. That way you can go back and see last what was data 24 hours back in this table. Okay, this is how this offset works. Okay, let me recall this back. This is another option. Timestamp is one option. Offset is another option. Query ID or statement ID is another option. 3 ways. This they'll ask in interview. What are the different ways you can access data from time travel? One is timestamp. Other one is offset. The third option is statement or query ID. Okay. So as I said, each and every statement that you execute in Snowflake will generate one query ID or statement ID. So based on that, you can see the data before that particular statement got executed. I shown you, right? Before delete
Hitesh,
statement. Yeah.
I have one question. So what about days? So even if it is 3 days, we will be giving hours basis.
See, you can specify the timestamp 3 days back. What time exactly? What time you wanted data? That is one option. Or else, if you want to use offset, you can give in 16 to 60. If you give, it is 1 hour. Into 24 means it is 1 day. Into 3 means 3 days back. Okay, you got it right. This way, logically, it is all you can change it. You can calculate and change it. Okay, is it clear?
Yeah. It is the offset, whatever that current time, it will be dynamic, right? So whatever you said, 16 into 15 means like 1 hour, and that means 1 hour the current time.
That's
minus
what,
1 hour.
Basically, yeah, that's what logically you are generating. See, we are passing it in seconds. We have to pass this offset in seconds. 60 seconds means 1 minute. 60 into 15, that is 60 seconds into 15 means it will be 15 minutes. That way, 60 into 60 means how much it is. I mean, 60 seconds into 60, it means it is 1 hour, right? 60 minutes.
Yeah.
60 minutes, 1 hour. Logically, you will have to calculate this. This is one way. Or else, if you're confused with offset, you can use timestamp. You can directly specify timestamp and you can get that. Or else, you wanted to see based on query ID or statement ID. I showed you, right? Each and every query that you execute in Snowflake will generate one query ID. So based on that also, you can access data from time travel before and after and that. Okay, those things are clearly listed in this slide also. In this deck that I'm going to share with you. Here also we have all those options. How we'll generate data, what is time travel, how we'll access, what are the different ways of accessing data, all those things. You can go through that. Okay.
Yeah, no. After the 1 hour you said, right, 16 to 60. So that means right now is time is 9:0.2. So that means minus 1 hour.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, minus 1 hour.
will be-
Minus 1 hour for this current timestamp. Yes.
Okay, got it. Yeah, because we are using only for that timestamp only, but most of the case, but yeah, offset I want to just.
Yeah. Offset also you can use. That is based on your requirement, right? You can use our scenario, use case. Based on your use case, you can use any of these options. But this query ID is very helpful. I'll show you. I told we'll discuss advanced scenarios, right? We didn't go to that. Okay. I'll show you how you can recover data whichever you accidentally deleted, or you have updated some data, you wanted to go back to previous state, how we can recover the data, those options, and queries to figure out which particular query ID has deleted your data. Say by mistake, one user has deleted data. You wanted to figure out what is the query ID of the delete statement. You can figure out this way. Let me show you. Where is it? I think it is there. Yeah, it's here only. Is that statement? I'll show those things. I already have those queries. So based on that, you can here it is. Okay. So if you run this particular statement, it will give you the query ID of the statement with deleted data. That is delete statements it will give. Based on that, okay. Okay, I didn't select the database. Let me select Snowflake time travel practice, right? I think which was database. Okay, I think we used
That's
different database. I'll try to show these things tomorrow. We already crossed 9:5. I don't want to trouble you. We'll be discussing those things tomorrow. You'll get to know the real use cases of where we'll use time travel. Okay, how it will be helpful. Okay, and even fail safe also we'll be discussing in detail tomorrow. If anyone has any questions on the today's content, we can take it now. Any questions?
So one general question here.
Yes,
So yeah, there I can see you have production database and different databases, right? So
Yeah,
in
yeah.
Snowflake, do we maintain different environments and the same like Snowflake account, or it will be different
That
account?
depends. That depends on your client. Usually, in our case, we are maintaining a different account for each environment. But few clients they are using same account and creating a different database for development, testing, and then QA this way, UAT, production. So depending on the client needs, they'll go with that.
So there won't be anything like we need to maintain separate. So it can be set up to clients like their billing.
Correct. Yeah. So, but if you are maintaining a single account, we have some more advantages. Okay. You can make use of cloning. Cloning will work only within that account. Okay. That way, we can leverage cloning to replicate lower environments, say stage dev. So we wanted to,
easily
usually
data can be.
If you want latest data from production to be available in lower environments, what you used to do earlier in relational database, you will request your DBA team. They'll have a backup file. They'll restore that to lower environments. Now here with cloning, we can simply do it in seconds, fraction of seconds, without any cost. Also, zero copy clone we call. So when that time arrives, right, I'll explain you those scenarios. And with this time travel and cloning combination, you can implement multiple scenarios. Okay. In the sense, in real time, it will be helpful to recover data or whatever, even for data analytics. Okay. So we wanted to compare the current data and the previous data. Say last month, what was the sales that is at 31st. Okay. And you wanted to compare that sales with present sales. So this way also it will be helpful in some analytics.
And to this different environment, so
Mhm.
do we maintain access for different developers or testers through roles
Mhm.
only, or they will create separate DLs for them, and through the group they will give access in real time?
Usually
Suppose-
user level only, like it is all role based access control. So all users will be assigned to roles, and through roles, I mean, you
My
log in
question
with
is
your
like,
user
suppose
and
if it
password.
is
I
test
got it. Like you
environment.
are saying whether they will give one user for all the team, right?
No.
That's
My
what is
question
your
is,
question, right?
there will be
For the
testing
entire
environment.
team, will they create one user and password, right? That's what is your question.
No. So
Uh-huh.
for dev environment, there will be
Mhm.
a few people who needs access, and test will be different, and production we will not give
Yeah,
access.
that's true. That's true. That way only
So-
they'll maintain. So if it is different accounts,
Hmm.
they will. I mean, they'll have to create separate roles, users separately. Okay, and maybe few guys will have only access to development and testing.
Hmm.
Production they'll not have access, and even if they have access, the level of access will be different in each environment.
So
You know,
that
right?
will
Like,
be defined through roles only, or separate DL groups will be created.
no, roles only. It is all through roles. It is everything in Snowflake is through role based is based on roles. I think you didn't check our yesterday's session, right?
Yeah.
Not yesterday, day before yesterday's session,
Yeah.
where we discussed about role based access control. If you
Hmm.
go through that, you'll get an idea.
Okay.
Mhm.
Hitesh, you can
Yeah,
stop
Jalan.
for the recording, Hitesh. I think it's almost over.
Yeah.